Now is the preparation phase for the biggest transformation of your life, sis, motherhood. Let that sink in. Are you ready to invest in yourself? Because in this video, I'm going to show you how you can take the time now in order to make sure that your body is baby ready by this time next year or even sooner. All right. So before we even get into some of the details, I just want to make sure that you're on board. Make sure that you download my 5 steps to reclaim your fertility confidence. It's in the link in my bio. You could type in the word reclaim and I'll DM it to you on, one of the social media sites. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to this video, like it, share it with a friend, wherever you're watching it from, okay? And then also make sure that you stick around to the end, and I'm going to show you how I can help you, how we can work together to implement some of the things I'm going to be talking about in this video. All right, so let's get into it. So it's very important that you take the time now in order to prepare. It's very important that you take the time now in order to prepare your body for a baby, if that's what it is you want. Even if you just want to shrink fibroids, deal with your endometriosis, PCOS, it doesn't really matter. I like to specialize in helping women to improve egg quality because it really gets down to the root of all of the other issues. Because if you take the time to prepare your egg quality, you're also taking the time to prepare your body and deal with a lot of the other things I just mentioned, right? So one of the reasons why you want to take the time now is, number one, because we are in this season of renewal, right? Now, I know this is the Gregorian calendar, and this is not like our original ancient ethnic calendar or anything like that, but we can still use the energy and the vibe of this season in order to motivate and catapult into the reality that you want, right? So a lot of people are setting New Year's intentions and they're doing, different things, out with the old, in with the new. Well, you can take advantage of that energy and start to implement some things today that is going to help to benefit your fertility, your egg quality, and bring you closer to your dreams of motherhood, right? So use this energy now, and you could have a baby by fall or this time next year, right? So the other thing, the reason why that is because it takes your eggs 90 days from the time that they come out of dormancy until the time that they ovulate. That means that anything you do now and within the next 3 months or 90 days is going to affect the intercellular fluid of your eggs. It's going to affect your eggs. It's going to affect your hormones. And it's also going to affect your reproductive system. But most importantly, we're focusing on the eggs, right? So because it takes 90 days to improve your egg quality, again, why not take this time now, this energy in this season, and direct that towards improving your fertility, okay? The next thing is that it also takes time for your body to store a lot of the nutrients and the food that your body is going to need in order to support you while you're pregnant, growing a baby, okay? And on top of that, there are certain nutrients that are water soluble, like folate, that it dissipates from your body, or we excrete it out every about 4 months, right? So that means it takes time. You want to make sure that you have enough folate stored up in order to avoid spina bifida and other defects that could affect your body, especially as you're getting up there in fine and wine, I'll just say, okay, because we're aging backwards now, aren't we, right? So anyways, you want to make sure that your body has all of the nutrients it needs. The next thing is that we're not just looking at the egg, because you can have the perfect egg, okay, healthy eggs at 35, 45, whatever. But if your womb and your tubes, if they're not also improved, if they didn't get the memo, hey, we need to, get ready for this baby, then that you may not be able to carry the baby to term. So it also takes time for you to tone your reproductive organs. And this is important, again, to make sure that you are not at risk of again, a miscarriage, right? And this can happen sometimes if your cervix is too weak, right? And again, you need your womb to be toned. You need your cervix to be toned. Okay. We don't want it to be buff and anything like that. We want it to be supple, but toned. And that takes time. So again, think of your reproductive organs like a muscle that you also need to work on if you want to get the goals that you want, right? And again, this goes for your cervix, your womb, and your tubes. We want them toned. The next thing is that it also takes time for your mindset, right? It takes time for your mind, your body and your soul to get in line with what's going on, right? You know, even if you start using affirmations today, even if you start thinking positive today, even if you start to, you know, change your diet and do some things that are going to help to benefit your fertility. It takes time in order for those new things to become habits, right? It actually takes 21 days for anything you do to become a habit. Other than that, you're just, you know, you're trying everything and anything and nothing's not working. Ever wonder why? It's because it hasn't become a habit yet, right? So it takes about at least 21 days for these things to become a habit. And then, you know, you want to give it time for it to really, really sink in, right? So not only does it take time for your eggs to develop and mature, it also takes time for you to develop and mature in your routine and in your rituals, right? So I'm just seeing if there's anything that I missed. And I guess there isn't, right? But yeah, so those are some of the most important things that I want you to take from this message, right? So just imagine you holding your baby by fall of this year, the end of fall. Imagine you holding your baby by the winter of this year or this time next year, you know? This can be true if you take the time and if you really, really commit to taking these small steps, okay, that I've listed in my free guide and that I can kind of give you some clues here. But it takes time, again, to change your diet and when I say change your diet, you don't really have to wipe the slate clean. You can just start incorporating small things, like incorporating maybe a salad, incorporating a smoothie. There's several small things that you can start today that is going to help you to improve your fertility. Right? So, you know, another thing you can do is just take some time right now and just imagine what you could be doing in the next 3 to 6 months. Imagine spending 3 to 6 months improving your fertility. What does that look like for you? I know a lot of people think, oh, it's just improving your diet or it's taking supplements. For some people, they want to skip all that and go straight to IVF. Well, guess what? They're likely going to tell you after you failed IVF a couple times and now you're $100,000 in debt. They're going to tell you to come back and do the things I'm telling you to do, right? So take some time and just imagine, what will your life be like over the next 3 to 6 months? What can you do to improve your fertility? If you've been following me for any time, I've been given several clues ever since 2017. So you have all that information, a warehouse information, storehouse that you can pull from in order to determine and decide and envision what it is that you want for your fertility. I have helped so many women just like you, okay, maybe who were doubting their fertility, were thinking that they've waited too long, who have been through not even a scare of pregnancy, recurrent miscarriages. I've dealt with women that had secondary infertility for over 10 years, to holding their baby, to posting the most adorable baby pics, family photos, maternity photos on my timeline. And I want to see yours. If you do, I will like it every single time. So you ain't got to worry about whether you're going to get likes or not. I'm going to be your first liker, right? I've gone from women who were struggling with fertility issues, who had fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS, to help them to either shrink the cyst altogether to conceiving the baby, right? So this can be your reality if you take this time now, this 3 to 6 months, okay, and implement some of the things in my guide in order to improve your fertility. But this is what my New Year's Fertility VIP Reset is for. It has a 21-day fertility activation guide that we work through for 3 weeks. You're going to get coaching calls, a personalized action plan, and there's also a pre-recorded lesson in there. Nonetheless, this is a limited offer that I really am doing for this season to help you get on board with your fertility. If you want to learn more, again, make sure to click the link in my bio, in my description, or comment in the chat which one of these steps are you going to try, or which one what is one thing you think you can do now to improve your fertility. All right, so I can't wait to hear and see your comments in the description. I'm here to help if you have any questions.